Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Nanyacim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash the subscribe button and turn on the notification so you get notified each time I upload. And please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all, and I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you for always coming back to watch my videos and subscribing. You all are the very best. So today, man, this story is just kind of hard, but man, I just don't know how, or yeah, it's hard for me to comprehend how this happened, but it is a real story. And it's actually about how a white woman's dream kept somebody in prison for 28 years. You heard me right. And I am going to roll this clip. Stay glued to your screen. You do not want to miss out on this. So let's get into it.
Educational purposes
Watch
only.
this video. I'm gonna be right back.
This is Clarence Moses. He spent 28 years in prison because a white woman dreamt he raped her. Listen to this shit. You ain't gonna believe it.
Story of how one woman's dream became another man's nightmare. And after nearly 3 decades, that nightmare may finally be over. Clarence Moses L. was released from prison in Denver this week after serving 28 years for a crime he has always maintained he did not commit. In 1989, Moses L., who is African-American, was sentenced to 48 years in prison after a woman said she dreamed he was the man who raped and beat her in the dark. The victim was raped and badly beaten in her apartment. Initially, she named 3 men she'd been drinking with that night as her possible attackers. None of them was Clarence Moses L. Police never investigated the other men because a day and a half later, the victim said she had a dream that Moses L. was the one who raped her. The police threw out a rape kit and any possible evidence like bed sheets and her clothes. In 1995, after years in prison, Moses L. had won a court order mandating the forensic analysis of the evidence, which could have freed him. He managed to raise $1,000 from fellow inmates to pay for the tests. The judge instructed the Denver police to turn over the evidence. The police marked the evidence box, "Do not destroy," and then, inexplicably, threw it into a dumpster. Clarence Moses L. languished in prison until in 2012 he received a handwritten letter from another Colorado prisoner, L.C. Jackson. He was one of the 3 men initially named as a suspect by the rape victim until she gave Moses L.'s name following her dream. Jackson wrote to Moses L., "I really don't know what to say to you, but let's start by bringing what was done in the dark into the light. I have a lot on my heart. I don't know who's working on this, but have them come up and see me. It's time. I'll be waiting," he wrote. Denver District Attorney Mitch Morrissey sat on Jackson's confession for close to 2 years. Moses L. and his legal team were eventually able to obtain a court hearing to introduce Jackson's confession and other new evidence. Finally, earlier this month, the Colorado judge vacated Moses L.'s convictions, ordering the DA to either retry the case or drop the charges. On Tuesday afternoon, Clarence Moses L. was...
Y'all knew who the 3 guys were that was with her that night. So you threw all the evidence out that was going to prove his innocence. You threw it all out. You destroyed all of it. When he won that court order, they had to give up that DNA for testing. All of a sudden, it's destroyed. Missing. So he was fucked. I just wanted to know why he had to raise money to test the DNA to begin with. Why didn't they test it to begin with to prove his innocence? So that's what I'm talking about. 28 years in prison. Wrongfully convicted. He got less than $2 million after taxes.
He spent 28 years in prison because she dreamt that he was the one that raped her. 28 years? I can't even wrap my mind around this. That man spent 28 years in jail. They gave him $2 million because a white woman dreamt that he was the one that attacked her. No evidence, no nothing. She dreamt it. This country is trash. Trash.
So now I can also say that I see why a lot of Black Americans now, sometimes you don't know people's pain, not until you try to identify with people from there, not until you get to make your research, not until you get to find out. I can see by myself. I don't need to be told. I see it all because I am not going to, okay, the woman that's dreamt, I don't know how to say, I really don't know how to say it because it is very hard for me to wrap this, like, I don't know how to like wrap this around my head. And the judge or whoever that gave the sentence or that is the worst human being ever. Because I have never heard that dreaming is like, how did you dream that somebody, how? Man, this life is the whole thing is a mess. This is America. How can somebody's dream send somebody? Okay, now I see why sometimes you all make this statement, like a white woman's tears can actually wipe a whole Black community. And I have been following this up, and it is a whole lot of truth, because most of the riot or the massacre that happened, it's more something like this, like probably an assault or something, or it's always an allegation, something without any proof, something without any facts that made a man spend 28 years in prison, and he was only compensated with $2 million. It is quite a shame. I mean, I am ashamed on their behalf. No lies. Anyways, let's get into the stitches and see what people got to say about this. So here we go.
Clarence Moses. He spent 20.
Now this story really shows that a Black man will always and forever be guilty of anything. Go watch that full video. Basically, that man spent almost 30 years in prison because a white girl had a dream that he essayed her. Not to mention, they destroyed DNA evidence to keep him behind bars, because prison is also a business. On everything, karma gonna be a bitch when she make her rounds. Only in America.
Story of how one woman's dream became another man's night.
Explain this ish to me like I'm an effing 2-year-old, because I'm bamboozled. I'm fucking confused. So you mean to tell me I can dream something, take it to court, and get someone locked up for nearly decades, but a polygraph test is inadmissible in court? You can't use that, but I can use a motherfucking dream to get you locked up? I try my best not to be the R word to them people. I try. Like, I try, but it's like nothing I do surprises me. Nothing I do. From George Stanley Jr. He was lied on and got executed because of what them white dudes did to that little white girl, but he got in trouble for it because they lied. Emmett Till, so-called whistle at that hoe, which was never true, even though they keep using that to this day, saying that he whistled or said something to it that was never true. Purvis Payne, another victim. Chanel Lewis, I think that's how you say his name, that was accused of killing that white jogger. I really don't care what nobody say. I'm going to stand on it from hands to feet, whatever you want to call it. I will always believe that her father had something to do with her killing, okay? Because they so-called part of the mafia. I always felt like he had a debt, he didn't pay it, and she had to pay for what he didn't do. I don't care. I don't think that dude killed her. I don't care what evidence they say they had. Dude didn't kill her. I don't care. I said what I said. End of story. And to know they had evidence and they threw it all out. I'm still stuck on how polygraph is inadmissible in court, but you can have a dream and use that as your leverage to get somebody locked up. I have the, I just, wow. I don't trust them. I don't want to be around them. No.
Now, we live in a pretty messed up place where you can say you dreamed somebody did
this
something.
is really so hard. And I just hope most of our brothers are very careful, because I see a lot of them getting married to, I am not saying if you find love where you find, I am not telling you, but man, you have to really be careful with a white woman you call yours or whatever, because anything can happen. I mean, this is like, how do I say this? This is enough, like, you know, this is more than enough for somebody that wants to learn, because like I have done countless like, you know, things like this, and it looks like they operate in the same manner and the same mode, you know. So you all stay safe out there, please, because like anything, because if somebody can go to jail because somebody dreamt that something he did something to her, what more of, maybe you might be drinking water in your house and they will tell you that, like, you know, the water you drank entered their stomach, and for that reason you're gonna be arrested. Damn. Please, fans, stay safe out there. Really, I am saying this from the bottom of my heart, because I have heard it all. I don't know, it looks like the more I am going deeper, the more I am, like, you know, seeing things that are not even worth it. I mean, like, it gets worse, you know. So this is where I'm gonna draw the curtain. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.